You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike postgame show. What is going on? I am Matt O'Leary alongside Mitch Anderson. Mitch, how's it going tonight?
It's going. The voice is only slightly a little better than this morning. I tried not to talk all day. It didn't really work. When you have kids, you always got to end up talking. But I feel about as good as I feel better than the Islanders do, I'm sure, after that loss. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. It wasn't a great game from the Islanders. They were in it after they responded with a goal after going down 2-0, but unfortunately just the effort wasn't where it needed to be in order to pull off a win. But on this little quick Florida trip, you go 1-1. I think you sign up for that, all things considered.
Yeah, well, we thought this team, and most of you also thought this team would be around 500 at the end of the year. Playing to 500 is through a road trip is fine, totally fine. It does kind of stink because you look at it and you're saying, had they picked up the 2 points, they'd be top in the Metro, top in the East, or tied. I don't know if they'd have the tiebreaker against Washington, maybe not.
No, but it would have been nice if they were tied at the top of the division. But let's start getting into this one, Mitch, as we take a look. The Florida Panthers would strike first with giving up a first goal of the season against the New York Islanders. Shocker.
Classic. Absolutely classic stuff. You don't want to give up the first goal anyways. That usually results in something. It's a great deflection in front of Rittich. Like, not a whole lot he can do. There's not much here to this play to be like, oh, this broke down or that broke down, right? It's just like they're going to get 20 to 30 shots on net. Like, it's just, what happens from there? Like, it's a random game.
I think it was the screen in front because they're crediting it to Balinskis out top. So, unfortunate that it goes in. It didn't look great for the Islanders in the first period. Actually, shots were 11-10. But there was a stretch where it felt like it was all Florida for the middle part of that first period.
Yeah, like the Corsi ends up being 24-24 at 5-on-5 between the two teams in that first frame. Well, you're right. Like Florida at one point near the end, I don't know, just before the end of the second third of that first period, you can see the Corsi just shoots up. It was very much in favor of the Islanders, and it shot up towards the Florida Panthers. It went from like -6 to +12 in favor of the Panthers, which kind of leans towards what you're thinking in that middle of the section there. They are controlling the flow of play, and they end up scoring through it. We eventually come back. Like, we end up bringing this back down, and we pull the game back down. Maybe not towards our favor, but at least rein it in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So 1-0 after one period of play. There were no penalties taken either. Shots were 11-10, Florida with one more. So going into the second period, you're trailing, but you're still very much in this game. Florida would get the next goal, though, as we would see here from Carter Verhaeghe. So let's pull that one up and take a look at what happened here with Verhaeghe coming on the change here.
I just Shabbatov needs to figure out where he is. What is it?
Yeah, it was a bad mistake.
It looks like he's passing it to the Florida Panther. It doesn't. It's whoever number 2 is there for the Panthers knocks it off his stick because he doesn't see that he's back there. Like, just needs more awareness around the ice, which you would think he'd have. But like, that's just not okay. You can't have that happen. And then Verhaeghe, you see Rittich kind of try to react, but there's nothing he's going to do there.
Yeah, too little, too late. And not anything on, I don't mean that as a negative to Rittich, maybe the wrong phrasing, but it was just, by that point, it's too late to have some sort of reaction.
Yeah, you throw yourself there, and you saw him like, oh God, like, kind of like he knew that it was like, he's not going to stop this, but I got to try something.
Absolutely. But the Islanders would cut it to a 1-goal game just under 2 minutes later. Matthew Barzal gets one to go on a hard-worked goal.
Yeah, Barzal's been on one, right? That's his 4th point in 3 games now. Second goal as well, but like creates that off the wall and then goes to the middle of the ice and buries the backhand, very Eberle-esque. But it's not simple stuff. It's almost fundamentals, right? Dig the puck out, go to the middle of the ice. and make yourself open. Schaefer feeds him perfectly, and it goes in.
Interesting stat from the broadcast that they gave after this goal. Did you know Ryan Pulock leads the team in assists now with 14?
I didn't know that. I did when the point went in. I looked at the stats, and he's on pace for 38 points, which would be a career high for him. This is just insane.
The resurgence of Adam Pelech and Ryan Pulock in 2025. I think we're here for it, Mitch.
Yeah, and I know on the broadcast they did mention like it's because of Schaefer, not like he is feeding them directly. Although Pulock is earning some of that, but it's because you have Schaefer, you have to put Pulock next to him, and because of that, it allows Pelech to go somewhere else, and so on and so forth. Like it's that movement that has allowed them to divorce themselves from each other and maybe play the best hockey they've played in the last like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and spread around the pairs,
Yeah.
right? They're saying you have two pairs that you trust now with obviously the top pair with Schaefer and Pulock, and then Adam Pelech playing on the second pair. So that's obviously something of note, but just wanted to pull that one out. So it's a 2-1 game after 2 periods, Mitch. Florida, 11 shots to the Islanders, 8 after 2 periods of play.
Yeah, I think Panthers pull away in the shot department because of the power play. And I think they generated more opportunities on that power play. And so whatever, you're near even in terms of shots. I'm okay with this.
Can I give you a positive? Islanders, again, perfect on the penalty kill tonight.
Yeah. Fan-friggin-tastic, man. Just need that power play.
We don't have to mention the power play. Don't ask me what happened on the power play, but on the penalty kill, they did their job. So
Yeah.
2-1 after 2 periods of play into the third period, late into the third. It's still a 2-1 game. 4-on-4. Seth Jones, though, gets one to go. Miscommunication from Schaefer and D'Angelo here.
Yeah, they can't figure out who's taking who on the crossover, and they get stuck in the middle of the ice. What are you guys doing? Just figure yourselves out. You take him. Like someone needs to, if you're going to be on the ice together, someone's got to be the captain, right? The defensive captain telling you where to go. Come on, guys. Like Fudge and Fudgerson. Just figure it out.
Communication issue, man. You just got
It really is.
Point, call out, communicate what you're doing there. Unfortunately, they both go after the same guy. That leaves Seth Jones with a lot of room. And Seth Jones, he's a defenseman who can score goals. He scored one last night and adds his 5th of the year with that one.
Yeah, you put a guy in a position like that. There's not a whole lot that Riddick can do on there. Maybe he could have done something, but it's the defensive lapse in front of him that is like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do with this now?
Exactly. The Islanders would get aggressive. They'd pull the goalie, but Sam Reinhart would add an empty net goal, which is how you get the 4-1 final from Florida.
Yeah. Can we bring up the visualization though? Because there's something interesting that happened there that Berms brought to my attention. Watch what Shabanov does with the puck. He's bringing it towards the blue line. What are you doing?
Why?
Why would you do that? You're bringing it closer to your empty net. And
yeah, that's a great point.
He loses a board battle, which is another thing that he's not been good at lately.
So right here,
yeah,
too risky to pass to Schaefer with Reinhart here. Do you think, or
probably.
Okay, so he continues to skate into the court, but these two guys converging, it kind of creates like too many people in a small area, and then it pops out and Reinhart scores.
Maybe Schaefer should skate back, give him an outlet. You might have to leave the zone, but skate back out towards the middle, give him an outlet. Or Shabby throws it back.
Or just dump it in further.
Yeah, exactly. Just dump it behind you. Bo Horvath can probably peel out and get it. Maybe. Like these are, you're creating different puck battles, but you're already in a losing position. Send it, fight for another day type of thing. Yeah. And at least further away from your net.
Yeah, you're in you put yourself in a tough spot. And Reinhart scores 4-1. Honestly, Mitch, even after that goal to make it 4-1, Panthers still fighting to the very end. They were very close to getting a 5th goal.
You would told Panthers are looking for some life here. There's a comment here, right from Gary, saying Florida is starting to play desperate hockey. They're desperate to turn their fortunes around because they're sitting just above the basement in the East. A couple of wins kind of changes things in the East right now. They're still near the bottom. And so if they can start doing, picking up wins, picking up confidence, maybe they start building off of that and develops other things. As Matthew Tkachuk is going to be back soon, I don't know when Barkov is back. I think April, but like still, like maybe he comes back earlier and you put yourself in a good spot.
Yeah, and it's time. I know that this was game 30 for the Islanders, so you're getting
Yeah.
close to the halfway point. We can only say it's early in the season for so long,
Yeah.
and eventually, I know back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. You're going to get the benefit of the doubt, and no one
Yeah.
is saying at this point on December 7th they're not going to be they're definitely not going to be a playoff team. I think we're giving them a little bit of luxury. They're hanging around
Yeah.
500, but eventually you have to start make your move and climbing up the standings. And back-to-back wins at home before they go on a road trip, maybe that's what kind of kickstarts it for them.
Yeah, exactly. So like I think that's what they're looking for. They're looking to build that confidence, that good feeling type of thing. And if they can bury another one, let's go. And Riddick did well, right? There's that one attempt solo off the left side. Well, what is my left side? So it would have been Riddick's right. And he comes up big with the stop there. So Riddick played his part. I don't know what his save percentage is. I don't imagine it's too great letting in 3, but I don't really blame him for most of those at all. I don't blame him for any of them.
An 897.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think he was bad tonight.
No.
I thought he played fine, and like they were in the game for most of it. And like we said, the third goal especially, the defensive breakdown in front of you is not going to help.
Exactly right. Like if they just figure out who's taking who, then that shot never happens.
Right, and we don't know how the final few minutes of that game plays out, but for the most part, I thought he was okay. Mitch, only 3 shots in that period from the Islanders, and I think 2 of them were from defensemen.
Yeah, the Florida Panthers did the entire game. They had some really active sticks. I know it's not a stat that is tabulated, but I'd really be interested to know how many poke checks from skaters resulted in change of possessions for the Florida Panthers, because it felt like a lot. Either their sticks were in lanes or they're just getting it on our sticks. They were doing a really good job of just shutting everything down.
Absolutely. They played really well. It was tough for the Islanders to get anything going. They finished with just 21 shots on net, so good transition into our game stats here. Shots on goal, Florida 30, Islanders 21. Face-off percentage, Florida was slightly better, 51% to the Islanders 49. Each team 0 for 1 on the power play. Penalty minutes were 6 a pop. Hits 23 for the Islanders, 18 for Florida. Block shots even at 16 apiece. Giveaways, Islanders had 1 more, 13-12. Takeaways 6 for Florida to the Islanders 4.
Yeah, so maybe takeaways is the stat here, but 6 seems way low. It seems way low. I think takeaways, if I pull it and I control it, versus like if I dislodge it from you and one of my teammates takes it, that's not a takeaway necessarily. So that's probably different. But again, Florida, you can see why they're 2-time Stanley Cup champions. Just the way that they control the ice with where they are, just their positioning defensively and offensively, really, really clean stuff.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at the time on ice game, Mitch. Who leads the way for Islanders forwards tonight?
It was Barzy the other day. No, it was Bo the other day. I'm going to say it's Bo again.
It was Bo Horvat, 19 minutes and 10 seconds. Next closest was Barzal at 17 minutes and 21 seconds.
Okay, yeah, we're rolling 4 lines, which is what you want to do in a back-to-back, obviously. Least, I assume, is Mark Gatcomb again?
Actually, no, it's Maxim Siplikov at 11 minutes and 22 seconds, that's a pretty good number for the 4th line. Mark Gatcomb played 13 minutes and 10 seconds. You had most of the team, excluding the top 2, but most of the team between 13 and 16 minutes.
Yeah. Do you think, and this is why I was laughing, do you think the experiment of Max Siplikov on Matthew Barzal's line is done? I think it is.
Oh my God, yeah. Yes.
It's not there, man. Which sucks. That's where he needs to be to succeed, but like, it's just not working, man. It's not there. I don't know what the hell happened to him over the offseason, but it's just not there. I don't understand.
No, I don't know what happened, but they need to shuffle the deck a little bit and keep trying with Matthew Barzal. They haven't figured out his wingers yet this year.
Yeah, that's tough, right? Like you haven't figured out your second line. Holy crap.
Let's take a look at defenseman, Mitch. Who do you got for leader?
I mean, Schaefer, right?
You would have thought. I was surprised to see it was Adam Pelech at 23 minutes and 7 seconds.
I mean, good player to be leading the team in ice time for the defense, right? We spent a lot of time in the defensive zone. He's our best defenseman, defensive defenseman specifically. And we need someone who's positionally sound, as they are, to kind of counteract whatever they're doing, and that's what he does, man.
Absolutely. Least amount is who?
Travis Mitchell. You got 2 penalties, and then just Travis Mitchell in general.
He did. It might be more than you think, though. 13-26. Not that it's a high number, but you would have thought with the 2 penalties. I feel like that's normally around where he is. So I figured with the 2 penalties, it would be lower than that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with you. I thought it was going to be single digits because of the penalties, which were offsetting minors, right? So like he didn't put us in a hole technically. So that's great. I don't mind him. I think he needs to stay. I really do. He's better than Boquist. It's not even close.
Easily. I would thank you for saying that. I would rather either Mitchell or Marshall Warren over Boquist. And the same set goes for Isaiah George, who we haven't seen yet this year, but I thought both Mitchell and Marshall Warren look more comfortable than Boquist.
Yeah, no. So like, I'd be fine if Boquist is done here, which it's not going to be. Like he's our 7th defenseman when everyone is healthy. It's just we ain't healthy right now, and we're not going to be.
No, they certainly are not. Rittich stopped 26 of 29, 3 goals against, an .897 save percentage. Again, I thought he was fine today.
Yeah, it's not even like he was fine for a backup. He was fine
in general.
Exactly. So, with the loss is not on him at all, man.
Let's close with some comments, Mitch.
All right, so we say Andre starting off can't win them all. It's insane that with all the wins Islanders have, they are 2 points out of a playoff spot. Crazy.
Are they 2 points? No, that can't be.
No, that can't be. They're
unless they're saying that someone behind, they're third in the Metro. Unless they're saying that Detroit at 33 points is only who's out or
right.
two behind.
That might be it. We're 2 points outside of losing a playoff spot.
There we go.
Do
you want me to read through the comments and save your voice a little bit?
Sure, yeah, because we do have to do a full hour podcast.
I just heard you read that. I was like, I feel like an asshole for being like, hey, Mitch, read all the comments now with you struggling through it. So I'm sorry I put you on the spot like that.
No,
I could take this over.
Go ahead. I didn't even think about it.
Otto says, I'm not mad at this loss, though. They, for the most part, didn't play awful, and they have been really hot lately. Look, you're not going to win every night, Mitch, and let's look at it over like the last 2. You're going on a road trip to Florida to play Tampa Bay, who's been awesome, and Florida, who's the 2-time defending champions. They haven't played as good, but if you told me beforehand they're going to go 1-1 over that span, I think you sign up for that.
Absolutely, yeah, and the way they played too, like maybe not the Tampa game, like they end up winning, but like the way they played wasn't great, and this one here, maybe they could have done better, but you're on the second leg of a back-to-back. Like I don't really care so much. Like, as long as we don't get embarrassed, which we did not, I'm fine.
What do you think of this one from Sloppy, who says, great game for the 4th line. Gatcombe wants to stay with the big club.
As he should. That's what we want, right? Competition breeds quality. Hopefully that's it. Like he knows that if he doesn't keep it up, that someone will take his spot. I don't mind him sticking on that 4th line. Like he's doing good stuff. He's playing well. He plays hard. That's exactly what you want out of your 4th line. I'm okay with him doing that. And I think he's kept his spot for now.
Yeah, I think he's better in that role than like a Maxim Siplikov, who has played there at points this season. But I think the ceiling with Siplikov is higher. I understand that. But if we're looking at like in a vacuum, who is a better 4th line right wing, I think the answer is Mark Gatcombe.
Yeah, which makes it really tough for Maxim Siplikov because like you don't fit on the 2nd line. You don't fit on the 4th line. Where do you fit, bud?
Yeah. No, great point.
Yeah.
PS says teams with a heavy forecheck give them problems. See Carolina for another example.
Yeah, well, you're talking about a team that their decision making, as we saw in the 3rd goal, isn't great. Just their decision making process. So when you push a team to have to make quick decisions like that, well, we're not great at that yet because we're just not the most competent team in the world. We need a little bit more time, and so yeah, that gives us problems for sure.
Stater Survival says, normally I would blame this loss on Mitch, but we've done it in a way that has to be Matt's fault. So tonight the loss is on Matt. I'm an equal opportunity heckler.
Boom, take that, Matty.
I am not used to being on this side of the fire, and I don't like it. No, that's okay. We take it in jest. That's hysterical. Richard follows it up with, we can blame Matt for the Jets loss, but we can't blame Mitch because he put up his Xmas tree already. So yes, you got the Christmas tree up for a few more days, right?
Only a few more days. Goes down to the 26th. So we got 19 days of Christmas trees being up. Oh, God.
Cold-blooded clown says, why in the world was Tony out there on the 4-on-4? With all the players we have, he is not the one to be in that position. This was a coaching blunder, in my opinion. Maybe this is me nitpicking, but I think blunder might be a little bit harsh. Do I agree that he was put in a position not to be successful? Yes. I don't think he should be out there. That the wording feels a little bit harsh. Am I reading too much into this, Mitch? What do you take on? What's your take?
Was it not an offensive zone faceoff?
I think so. Let's go back to the visualization here. That should tell us.
I thought it was an offensive zone face-off, and because the obviously it come. Oh my God, NHL. I don't want to see the replays. I want to see the visualization. Thank you very much.
It looks like it. It's after. It's shown after the face-off, but I don't remember how the play was right before that, but it looks that way based on the replay.
So I think that's why, because you got an offensive zone face-off, so you're 4-on-4 in an offensive zone. Like, you're going to put your two best offensive defensemen out there. So I think that's what they were doing. But still, man, like, what the freak, man? This is basic stuff. Take this guy. What are we doing? It's just because they don't play together enough. They don't know, or they're not comfortable communicating with each other, I guess. I don't know, man. Like, just someone take some goddamn ownership when you're out there on the ice. I'm the vet, Tony D'Angelo. I tell you, Schaefer, where to go.
Yeah. So again, it's just lack of communication, which is frustrating at the NHL level, regardless. But those two, as we've stated multiple times, don't belong together.
Yeah. Well, like PS is saying here, if D'Angelo can't play a 2-on-2, then he shouldn't be out there at all.
Fair. I mean, this is pretty basic, right? Call out who you have, or if you're switching.
Yeah. And again, it's not only on Tony D. Like, I don't want to make it seem it's only Tony D. It's, Schaefer too has got to do something, because the other one is waiting for the other one to say something, right? Schaefer's waiting for the vet. The vet's waiting for the 18-year-old phenom. Someone just do something. I'm taking him. And then they both realize their mistake at the same time, and it's too friggin' late.
Yep. Frustrating. Andre chimes in, says, what are Islanders going to do with Simplikov? Any interest from other teams? Do we waive him? There's no role for him on this team. It does feel like he is a player that doesn't have a role on this team. I kind of feel the same way about Anthony Duclair.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, at this point, they're bodies. At this point, they're just there to fill in spots that we haven't been able to find better players for.
Yeah, they don't feel long for this team. I don't know if that change happens like in season. Maybe in the off season, they look to shuffle some things around. Like, right, if we're using this as an evaluation year, you might just kind of need a couple placeholders, which sounds harsh, but I don't know what their role is on this team for either of those two guys.
And with the contracts they have, I can't imagine they're moved soon, right? Because they both still have another year. Doesn't, right, Sippy tied a 2-year contract, or was it a 3?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll pull it up.
By 2.5 or something. Where are we here?
Google Chrome's not working for me right now, and I don't know why.
Maxim Simplikov. Yeah, 2 years by 2.25.
Okay.
So he's got one more year, just like does Holmes Duke have? Who Duke has 2 more years. Oof.
Yeah,
that's 3.5. Yeah, Andre's saying he's got 2 years left after this. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. No one's buying that.
No. I don't know what the plan is with. I don't know what the plan is with him.
Yeah, I don't know. Duke's got to stay and figure it out. Whereas when it's with Maxim, like, maybe you buy him out and you just say, like, via Condios, go back to Russia if you want to, my dude.
Yeah, it might be at that point, which is tough, but it might come to that. I wanted to do this one from Brandon. He says, I love Barzal. He's my favorite player, but oh my God, he's doing way too much with the puck at times every game, and it's leading to turnovers. That's been a part of his game for most of his career, and a negative to his game. I think part of it is he's trying to make up for his line mates in a way.
Yeah. like he's trying to open up the ice to find a play, right? Like he'll enter the zone and he's got to slow down to wait for the play to come in. But like he does that and then he does it again. It's like the second button hook, you're going at that point, you got to dump it in, bud. Just dump it in. You don't have a play there. I'm fine with the first, turnaround button hook type of thing and take a look up. But it's when he's done doing it twice. That's when you usually run out of ice. You get double teamed and run into the boards, and the puck goes the other way. It happened multiple times. The 4-on-4 it also happened where they kind of like shepherd him out, and he ends up like, doing the whatever, the water bug, if you will, out of the zone, and then you got to start over again. Just dump it in, man. Just dump it in.
Let's close with this one from Gary, which we always appreciate. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Love to see the 2.69 subscribers. I remember when they were only in the hundreds. Gary, an OG, we appreciate you. Yes, everyone who's in here, please make sure to like the video, subscribe, share with a friend. It really helps us grow and do more content. We do post games after every game. And also check out the Patreon, right? 2 bonus podcasts a week. We're going to do an episode right after we finish recording this. And you get a Discord of Islanders fans talking through every game. It's a blast.
Absolutely. Get in there. We got 134 people. You got to be 135 and counting.
That'll do it for us tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm Matt. He's Mitch. And we will catch you next time.